6 weeks into the season, and the Denver Broncos are officially 4-2. Today, we're going to go over a review of what we have the game last week and what we think so far into the season. Some players possibly coming back from injured reserve and possibly getting healthy. Adding some players to booster and bolster up that lackluster special teams that we've performance that we've put out so far this season. And then talking about the future of the Broncos, where we look for in the AFC so far. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Orange and Blue Blitz.
Tune in, now it's time to sit. Orange and blue, we never quit. Broncos pride is lit legit. Every week we're bringing grit. Orange and blue, we bring the heat. Podcast grind, it can't be beat. Every play, every style we meet. Blitz so hard, it's on repeat. Mile high dreams, we elevate. Break it down, we narrate. From the field to the fan debate. Broncos country, we dominate. We got the passion, we got the drive. Orange and blue keeps us alive. Every tackle, every stride. It's the Blitz where legends thrive.
Welcome back to another episode of Orange and Blue Blitz. I'm your host, Isaiah Henderson, also known as the Bronco Gentleman. 4-2. Let's just start off by saying that's the good news. First, let's always be happy for a win, regardless of how ugly the win is. 4-2 is a good record. Right now, we sit 7-6 in the AFC, depending on what seeding you're looking at. Chiefs right on our heels, Patriots right above us. But 4-2, one is a win. To me, it felt like a loss. A lot of people did. But we're here to talk about the review so far, things that are going wrong, things that can get better, and we're looking forward to the rest of the season with our schedule. And also, where we are in the AFC. So 13-11, not good. We won, but you wanted a better performance, but it's overseas. Maybe there was jet lag, maybe we were tired. We immediately went from a hard-fought Philadelphia game over to overseas, getting used to that climate, getting used to that weather, getting used to that time zone, then playing another physical football game, getting a win nonetheless. We're on a 3-game win streak and coming back home. Can't forget that. But through 6 weeks, we've seen patterns that we don't want to be patterns, and then we want habits that to be broken. And so we've made some moves, and hopefully we're making some moves to do that. First things first, the good news from last week is our defense is absolutely dominant. You've heard it over and over again from everyone else. On pace for 85 sacks. Nick Benita is on pace to break the single season for sack record. 2 years in a row in the NFL in sacks. Vance Joseph will not be a defensive coordinator for longer. He will be a head coach. And I'm happy for him. He came back to Denver the second time. A very humble thing to do. Under a great head coach to learn what it's like to change the culture, change a team around. Sean Payton really trusted in him and didn't fire him after the Miami Dolphins game. And it turned out to be a pretty good decision. And it changed Vance Joseph's career because it's hard to give Vance Joseph another chance when you give up 70, but Sean Payton did, and it turned out to be great. And so that's just how good this defense is this year, continuing off of last year. The defense has done what we thought the offense should do, which was pick up where we left off or build on, and I'm really happy for that. Which brings me to the next point, is we're starting to get healthy again. And health is on the defensive side of the ball, not the offensive side of the ball, because the offense has been relatively healthy this year, minus Ben Powers, who we're going to talk about in the next segment. But yes, so Malcolm Roach came back. We definitely saw the difference in the run defense with him, with the energy across the defensive line. He definitely made some great tackles. Big difference And so he's back across that defensive line. So that's just more pass rush. Hopefully Jonah Ellis will be healthy again this week. So then, Q Robinson made his debut, got some reps, but then you get Jonah Ellis, Dondre Tillman, Malcolm Roach back. So you got our pass rusher. Enrique, I think, has 2 sacks now. So he's turning out to be pretty good himself and making a statement as well. So wave of pass rushers coming back. Secondary's healthy as well. Tano Hufanga had a great pass breakup. He's an excellent signing. But one thing that has been a question, which they've played better the last couple of weeks, especially against explosive running backs. Saquon Barkley had that huge 47-yard receiving touchdown, but didn't do anything on the ground. And then you got a Breece Hall, the Russian. The Broncos shut that down as well. He's a dynamic running back as well. So they've played better. But Dre Greenlaw is eligible to come off IR. Who knows what that is? We haven't talked about it in a while, but this time, hopefully they said it's better because this gives him an opportunity to be 100%. I'm not sure if he was teetering on 75 to 80 before, and this allows him to get him to 100, or if he was 50, 60, and now he's 80. But there's not pressure from outside saying, hey, when's he coming back? Maybe you were rushing a little bit, maybe you're doing things differently. But with the 4 weeks of time of just saying, hey, no pressure, just go and get healthy, we have him coming back. And also we have Drew Sanders coming back. And so Drew Sanders is not only going to help with the inside linebacker depth as well. Justin Sternard basically does his job. And I wouldn't mind Justin Sternard if he continues on this pace, maybe possibly starting next year next to Dre Greenlaw or, getting another contract. But with Drew Sanders coming back, I think that's going to help with the depth of the inside linebacker room, get some more rotations going on, make sure those guys stay healthy. Alex Singleton has stayed healthy and has played 100% of the snaps every game. Justin Sternard is healthy. And so then you get Lavelle Bailey, Corey Reed, who are on special teams. But Drew Sanders also helps with special teams, which leads me to the next segment of special teams for the first 6 weeks has been one of the worst in coverage of kicks and punts in the NFL. Now, field goals were good. Punts, Jeremy Crawshaw is an all-rookie punter year. And I think that's where the balance comes from. Because, yes, we can see the penalties, the undisciplinedness, and that's one thing I want to talk about, the penalties on the offense. But penalties on special teams, we're giving up return yards. And people are saying that's not very Dan Rizzi because they're saying he's a great special teams coach. But Sean Payton fired Ben Kotwika for less. The special teams was very disciplined. Marvin Mims had a lot of returns, wasn't muffing any punts. And so in doing that, we signed J.T. Gray. I remember J.T. Gray, when he was released by the Saints in September, earlier in the year, his name popped up, and everybody thought the Broncos were going to sign him, but we didn't have any room for him on the roster. And so now as 6 weeks come in, he's on the Ravens practice squad. He's a 3-time All-Pro special teamer, and our special teams is hurting in coverage. So we signed him, which is an excellent signing to really fill in, bring in some leadership, some veteran, successful special teams leadership to help cover that. I think Drew Sanders coming back can also help on special teams because Drew Sanders was a pretty good special coverage special team. I think our special teams is going to get better. Jeremy Crawshaw is playing well. I think with J.T. Gray, Drew Sanders coming back, just a couple pieces coming back, it's going to get better. So far, defense has been elite. Things again, we're getting healthy on the defensive side. Dre Greenlaw, Drew Sanders, Malcolm Roach all coming back. Malcolm Roach is back. Hopefully, we'll see about. I think this is throwback week against the Giants, and I think we're wearing our throwback jerseys. And why not debut Dre Greenlaw back at home in the throwbacks? I mean, and then Drew Sanders coming back as well. Now, and that leads me to the last segment, which is Ben Powers. Wow, did we miss Ben Powers? Turns out he's one of the best run-blocking left guards in the NFL, and wow, did we definitely miss him, and wow, did Matt Parrott have an awful game. And so there's a few schools of thought here. Whereas you bring in a swing tackle who's been a lifetime veteran swing tackle, you bring him into guard, which is an easier transition than guard to tackle. It's easier to go from tackle to guard than guard to tackle. So it's an easier transition. But you also look down your roster and you have other people who may play the position better. And because of the versatility of the Broncos offensive linemen and who they drafted, who they signed, and who they have in depth, they can move pieces around. So let's say if you want to move on from Matt Peart. So one of the schools of thought is just one of the ones you can go from Luke Wattenberg over to left guard. He's better at left guard than he is right guard. And then you bring Forsyth in and you put him at center. The run game will improve. So that's one school of thought. I know Bo and Alex Forsyth have chemistry. I know Wattenberg's snaps have been high. But do you really want to mess with the center quarterback in the middle of the season outside of injury? That's something that they may not want to mess with. I don't know. So that's one school of thought. Another school of thought is Alex Palczewski, who is the sixth lineman, or the third tight end. He comes in, crowd loves it. He's been very versatile. He's played right tackle, did well. I think it's okay to sacrifice him being the sixth offensive lineman and putting him on left guard. I think he can actually do well there. I think he has a great rapport with all the offensive linemen. And also because Matt Peart played swing tackle and was the other six eligible lineman. And so he's had experience there, and I think I'm okay with that. If you can solidify and keep the run game still going and still do well in pass protection. So that's the second school of thought. There's Throckmorton, whose name hasn't come up often, but he's there. We just signed a guy from the Chargers on the practice squad to refill in that depth because Throckmorton has been elevated, so we need to fill in that depth. And then there's a third school of thought, which I think Broncos country does not want, especially coming up against the Giants, who have a tough defensive line. But the school of thought that's probably what's going to happen is Matt Peart's just going to say that. It seems that Sean Payton and the Broncos tend to have a tendency when we want something changed as fans or we see a glaring need of change, he seems to stick with it and stick through it. And sometimes we're wrong as fans, and sometimes he's right. Sometimes he's wrong and he comes around, for example, the two-back system. Hey, forget the three backs. Just keep two. Just Harvey, Dobbins, keep those two. Get those two in the middle. Don't do backs by committee. Sean Payton knows that. He's the one that engineered that with the Saints. He tried that last year. Fans were complaining about it this year. We've had a lot more success with that. And so this is a situation where we want to see that change, but I feel as if they're going to put their confidence in Peart by saying, hey, this was your first start. It was overseas. So maybe another week of practice, more preparation, you're ready to go again. So those are the three schools of thought with a left guard situation. So we've got defense actually, our strong point is getting stronger. The strength of our team is getting stronger. Our defense, which is already a strength, is on historic paths, is now getting stronger with getting healthier. So that's good for the Broncos. Special teams, we have half that's good. The kicking, the punter and the kicker are good. It's the coverage and the return that's not. And so we're bringing in special teams guys and special teams all-pro to strengthen that weakness. We've got health returning to strengthen that weakness. The offense, we're just going to see this week. We're definitely just going to see this week. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in to this short segment of Orange Blue Blitz. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with your friends and family, and follow us on all the social media channels, guys. So you guys know we're on the path to 539, so you must be subscribed to us on YouTube to be a part of that Bo Nix jersey giveaway when we hit 539 subscribers. And guys, don't forget to hit the notification bell because you guys do not want to miss our shows, including Nothing Rhymes, the flagship podcast, tonight at 6 p.m. So I appreciate you guys being with me today and being with the network, guys. As always, I'm out.